All right, welcome back to the show. I know usually we are talking comic books. Today we are talking. We're going to talk some animation, and we're going to be talking Hazbin Hotel. We have Brandon Rogers with us, and so I could sit here and read off all about him, but let me bring him in, and he can tell you about himself.
Oh fuck, are we live?
No, we're not live; it's
Oh good.
recording.
All right. Shit balls, cunt, boom, tits, cock, ass. All right. I'm Brandon Rogers. I'm from Hazbin Hotel. I'm a YouTuber, extraordinary actor, big dick and big asshole. Have I don't know what am I supposed to say here? Hi and welcome to you, Chad, and welcome to you too. Uh,
So
uh,
why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your career and how we know from the beginning to where you are now with
let
Hasbin.
me tell you about a beginning. I know a thing or two about a beginning. I took a camera as a child. I loved making videos. One day YouTube comes around, which is this website where you can take the videos you've made and put them on the internet for people to see without buffering time, which was huge back then. Cut to however many years later, was this 20, how long ago was 2005? Anyways, it was 20 years. Holy shit, I've been a YouTuber for over half my life. And then all of a sudden, Viv, the creator of Hazbin, she sees my channel and says, "Hey, I want you to play Blitz." And then she says, "Hey, I want you to play Katie Killjoy." Next thing you know, we're on billboards in Times Square and we're in Broadway and this and that. It's a snowball. And none of the things could have happened without the things before it happening. It's nice. I feel like a choose your own adventure with no regrets. Everything led to a significant other. So anyways, I hope that answered that question.
Yeah. So kind of my next question would be,
Yes.
what is it about the Hasbin Hotel that appeals to you and could, for the few people that maybe haven't watched it, kind of give us an idea, overview of what the show is about.
Well, I mean, it's a show that's set in hell, but ironically is about becoming a good person, and it's about redeeming yourself, or what is redemption, and how far is too far to be redeemed, and so on and so forth. But honestly, what I liked about the show was when I saw the original pilot. I wasn't in the pilot, but one of my characters was Katie Killjoy, was inspired off of Bryce Tank Thrust, who is a very adjacent executive, red blazer wearing, grinning, neck cracking woman who all those traits went into Katie. So I always, I was always hoping I would get that role because I felt like, well, the character is based off of one of mine. And yeah, Viv just looked over at me one day in her living room and said, "Do you want to play Katie Killjoy?" And that was as simple as that. I said yes. She was the only character I wanted to play, and she's my favorite character. So yeah, I love the show, but I personally think that she is like if I had nothing to do with the show, Katie would be my favorite. And there should be more Katie merch, honestly. Yeah.
So, as a coming from, I guess, as a YouTuber, um, how is it, for you to, be go to voicing a character like this?
Uh, Honestly, it's a dream come true. This doesn't happen to YouTubers. Really, it doesn't. Like, you don't just go from YouTuber to having the lead character of a animation that's doing really well on TV. That feel it feels like a few years ago I went into a coma and I've just been dreaming this wished existence that I always wanted. That's another way of saying that all my dreams have come true in a way. Like, really, all my dreams have come true. Well, first of all, I didn't have very high dreams in high school. I just wanted to make a living doing something in entertainment. So to be here doing exactly what I want to do in entertainment, and to be, I could have got any role, Blitz and Katie Killjoy. Those are two of the coolest roles to exist ever in animation. So, it is a huge honor. I feel extremely lucky. I think I have strangled out all of the imposter syndrome in me, but it's still, I mean, there's traces of it. You still often, especially when you're in like Broadway or when you're going to these premieres or you see the billboards, it's hard to think like, oh yes, I deserve it. You immediately start going like, oh, do they pick the right person, or am I handling this correctly? But I have so much faith in Viv, and anything that's in her hands does really well. So the fact that she chose me is a huge honor, and I know I sound like I'm sucking her dick, but it's a big dick. I don't think anyone could fully suck it.
So, tell us about Helluva Boss. Is that a show that's coming up or
So
in production?
in Helluva in many ways has received a lot more love than Hazbin Hotel because sure it's the spin-off show, but it's that means that it wasn't under the jurisdiction of Prime for a long time, so we just got to do whatever we wanted, enough to build the trust of Prime for them to acquire us without making any creative changes on past or future episodes, which that kind of deal is unheard of. Yeah, Hell of a Boss really is like I think the I was gonna say the luckier younger sibling. It's also yuckier too. Uh, but it's gotten more love just because it's been in the Wild West long enough to establish its name and to prove that it can do well for itself, so that Amazon could acquire it, like I said, without making any changes. Not very many shows get to prove that it does well unattended, right? Like to show like we don't need any what we can Amazon has only been like a very, very helpful force, a very sort of a gas to the fire that we already lit. And so they've only been amplifying the show, which again is unheard of. When you have a company acquire the rights to something, there's usually an expectation of it changing because it's their money that they're using. So, yeah, again, Prime has just been very, very free with how creative we can get and how bad we can get.
And I guess when you're in the world record, have a world record or share a world record now.
The Guinness fucking the World Records book, the Guinness Book of World Records. You don't fuck with Guinness. And let me tell you, I've never been part of a Guinness Book of World Records except for loosest asshole, but I believe Timothy Chalamet is now taking charge for that. So no, yeah, I can't. I mean, I know I keep saying, "Oh, it's a big honor," but it really is. I didn't move to LA and give up everything I owned so I can, be on a show that does okay. Like I moved here for this, so this is literally a dream come true because this is all I ever wanted when I came to Los Angeles.
And how do talking with the fans, how do you feel like the Hellaverse has been, um, how has it impacted the culture? How has it been received?
I like to. I mean, let me put it this way: when you show up to a convention and you see people dressed up like your character, it that's. I mean, it's one thing to read comments or to see reactions, but to see it in the wild, someone who took the time to color themselves red and put horns on, and put shit in their eyes, and fucking nails on their hands, it's dedication, and you don't dedicate yourself like that to a show that you kind of like. It's
Yeah.
it's a love that I have for the stuff that I nerd out over. I'm a huge geek. I was raised in the stratosphere of pop culture, movies, TV shows, video games, comic books. I understand the immense love for media. And so to see someone else ingest something that I had a hand in creating, the same way that I would ingest stuff like Power Rangers or Mad TV or shit like that I would eat up as a kid. It's really cool to see, to be on the inverse side of that, to be someone who gets to create that experience for someone else. Thanks to my nerdy parents, I grew up understanding the gravity of really good fiction. And so I am, again, honored that I get to be crafting that in the kitchen for other people.
You mentioned that comic books influenced. What comic books did you grow up with, or have helped define who you are?
I grew up with Power Ranger comics. There was a line of comics they had for the show because I was obsessed with Power Rangers. Not so much the Rangers, the villains. I was always obsessed with any character who was inherently queer, and Rita Repulsa was my drag icon. So yes, I loved. I grew up right next to a comic book store, and so having there be a physical sanctuary where I could walk in and see Power Rangers comics or Batman. Batman was my first word that I ever spoke. To go into a store and see action figures and Pokemon and fucking any, oh my god! Actually, funny enough, whenever I would go to that store, I would almost pee my pants because I would get so excited that I would have to pee, and I would stay in the store long enough to where a little bit would come out. And I'm not even kidding. I would like pee my pants in the comic book store because I was so obsessed with the comics. um, but anyway, that's all to say that I feel like Hell of a Boss very much fits among that crowd of pop goo that I just mentioned. It's
Mhm.
to be a part of pop culture in a way like Hell of a Boss is or Has Been Hotel. It's unreal because that was my whole childhood. And so not that I was watching little imps swear and kill people and fuck, but it's I watched South Park as a kid and I'm not totally fucked up. So
Yeah. Well, I'll date myself. I was in a sophomore in college when the first Spirit of Christmas came out, and you had I had to watch it on my computer.
oh, that's the spirit of Christmas right there. Oh my God. Holy shit.
So I'm dating myself. So, uh,
Really? You should try dating other people. It's phenomenal.
well, I am married and have a kid. So,
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, daddy over here. Look at you. Well, damn, I hope I don't have any kids, but I'm only from I know of. Um
so you've written for animation, and talked about your love of comic books. Where are there any comic books that you know, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? I know Boom Studios has the license. Would you kind of like to try a go at writing a comic book or something?
yeah, when I was a child, all I would do was make comics. I in high school too, I made comics of all my friends and they would distribute them, we'd copy them and I'd give them out to people. I'm obsessed with the art style and just the way a comic feels when you turn it from page to page. It's something that even the movies can't quite replicate. But yeah, I was into all the classic nerdy tropes: Star Wars, Star Trek, uh, Steve Rogers. I loved him. I was jealous that my brother's name is Steve Rogers, and which is ironic because he looks even more ethnic than I do. So Captain America, I felt like I should have had that title. No, yeah, I there's really not a lot I don't like though. I really am a garbage dispo. Game of Thrones. I know that's gonna piss some people off, but that show, I don't care how much incest you put in a show, you're not gonna get me to watch it. Um, that's probably the only. I actually Lord of the Rings. I don't like. I guess I just don't like medieval things, medieval shit. I don't know why that stuff does. I like space. I like sci-fi. I like tentacles. I guess tentacles that could be medieval too, but anyway, yeah, I'm more of a sci-fi nerd than anything else.
So, how had do you feel that you've grown as a writer, since you've begun writing and
That's an interesting question. I got it. What got me famous was the quick cut Vine style content of the internet, which is, it's a shouting contest. You got to make things quick. You got to grab them. You got to snatch that attention like a wig. However, what writing for Hell of a Boss has taught me is that even though it's the internet and even though you're clamoring for views, there is still a safe space where an audience appreciates a story that takes its time and becomes emotional, becomes dark, takes itself seriously. Up until Hell of a Boss, it was a lot of me writing quick, 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 quick. Got to get the laugh, got to make people chuckle very fast. Hell of a taught me to unpack the suitcase a little bit and give people space to feel those feelings before they move on to a laugh or another cry or something else. So yeah, I guess that's how it's impacted my writing style. Just it's taught me patience as a writer and to understand that the audience isn't going to walk away if a character doesn't say something for more than 5 seconds. They're still going to watch and see what happens. And that's always my biggest fear. Oh no, something hasn't happened. We've lost the audience. So
having created different characters, do you have a certain process that you do when you're trying to come up with an idea, or
not
and
re-
not to give away any of your trade secrets, but uh, you know What do you have a process that you do when you're creating a character?
I'm just very analytical with the characters that inspire me, and I try and really think about what about X character made me feel good, right? So like Glenn Close as Cruella de Vil is probably one of the most moving characters of my life. Why do I like her so much? Could it be the way she enters the movie? Is it the soundtrack? Was it the laugh that she does, the costumes? All these things play. A character is more than just the actor playing them. They are the whole vibe they bring to the production that they're in. So it's like when you hear their score prelude their appearance. Oh, this character's coming down the hallway. You hear their heels, the silhouette of their hair, their shadow, the way, just their actions, their choice of words. Those are all things that have nothing to do with the actor. However, when I play a character, I try and bring all of those other elements with me because I edit my own stuff. That means I'm also in control of the character's theme music, the what angles we're seeing the character. There's just so much more to a character behind playing them. It's how do I construct this vibe that I'm going to give the audience when this person enters the story. That's what draws me to a character. So when I see someone in a movie or a TV show or even in real life, I try and cherry pick the things I liked about how they made me feel, and then perhaps cherry pick a few other things from other characters. I mean, all of my characters are someone that I've seen before. Don't they say like in your dreams you can't just make up an AI random face? Like anyone you dream about in your dreams, you've seen them at some point, even if you don't recognize. Like it's kind of like with a character. Like I don't just create a character from just nothing. They
Hmm.
come from someone or something I've seen in this world. But then the more I make my content, the more I understand my brand of humor. And I'm like, okay, what is my brand of the store clerk? What is my brand of the executive woman? What is my brand of so anyway, it's yeah, I hope that answers your question. They all come
Yeah.
from just real life, pretty much.
And what advice would you have given your journey for other people out there who like you or who are like you or
Well,
like you were?
make what you love. Don't make something that you just because you think other people are gonna like it. You gotta, like I said, be analytical with what makes you why did I enjoy this thing and how do I make someone else enjoy it the same way? Just do things from here, not here, because I would say 90%, 95, 99% of content creators I think are working from here and not thinking like, well, do I enjoy this? Do I am I am I enjoying making it? But B, if I have to watch it, if I have to eat my own food, smell my own shit, am I going to enjoy it as well? Or am I feeding people something that is just going to make them rewatch it and get myself up in the algorithm? Because you get burnt out when you're making stuff for that reason. It's not sustainable.
Mhm.
Nothing but love is sustainable, really. Like you really got to love what you do. So when I tell people, like, how do I become a famous YouTuber? It's like, well, right there, you just said a famous YouTube. Like, if you're getting into this for just strictly for the views and strictly for the eyes on you, then heaven forbid you do become successful because you've created a career of emptiness. Like you're not committed to it. And so
Mhm.
and I see that happen all the time. You see these massive YouTubers who get burnt out and they stop doing what they do. They check out because they're just not in it anymore. And they never real like a lot of them just weren't. They did something, it blew up, and they have to commit to it. So just don't fall into that rut. Yeah, that was a long answer. This is
No, that's fine. Um, so as we kind of wrap up here, so is there anything you want to give a pitch for anything that you're working on, or
I'm currently I don't know when this is going to drop, but this weekend I'm dropping a Wicked parody, which I'm very excited about. I'm not a huge Wicked fan, but in the course of researching Wicked for this parody, I have since fallen in love with it, and I now am a Wicked fan because I spent so much time studying it so I could make fun of it. So anyway, it does come the parody comes from a place of love, and if you're a Wicked fan, uh, I hope you enjoy it. It's called Wicked 3, Witch Please, and it hopefully will make people laugh. So
I'm sure it will. So where can people? find you, follow you, learn more
Any
about you?
any search bar, that's about the only bars that I'm ever found in. It's Brandon Rogers. You could just type Brandon Rogers into any hole, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Pornhub. I'm sure you'll find. Actually, you can because there's Helluva boss porn. So, yeah,
All right.
just
Well,
Brandon Rogers. Yeah.
okay. Well, I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to chat, and it was great talking to you. And best of luck as you continue to, continue to do the thing that you love to do.
Likewise, thank you, Chad. And I just want to say, I have never met a Chad I didn't love, and you have upheld the pattern. So thank you.
Well, I'm glad you told me now, so I wasn't like, you know, I'm glad that you didn't say that at the beginning because then that sets the standard so high.
Yeah, I can't play your ego at the top of the interview. No, no,
Yeah.
no. Well,
All
thank
right.
you so
Well,
much. Thank you.
thank you very much. And if you ever have anything else that you'd like to talk about or just shoot the shit, then you're more than welcome to come back.
Would love that. Thank you so much. Thank
All
you.
right. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Chad. Bye bye.